General Hospital spoilers for the week of September 30 October 4 reveal that Jason Morgan and Anna Devane will survive Jen Sidwell's vengeful wrath. Despite some scary moments at Sidwell's camp, Anna and Jason are obviously going to make it out of this chaos alive. After Holly Sutton makes a daring move and some other shockers go down, Jason and Anna will eventually be able to return to Port Charles. Of course, a newly freed Lucky Spencer will head back to PC as well. Lucky's priority will be finding out if he's a possible liver donor match for Lulu Spencer since her life is on the line. Will Lucky be the match Lulu needs, or will his drinking have taken too much of a toll on his liver? Regardless, GH fans will recall that Cyrus Renault is determined to get Lulu the help she needs, so he may keep his promise. This is Lulu's last chance to live one way or another. There's no word on the exact date Lulu will awaken from her coma, but we know Alexa Havens will be making her debut as a Lulu recast later this fall. At some point, Lulu will indeed wake up and start the complicated process of rebuilding her life. In the meantime, Carly Spencer and Sonny Corinthos should move forward with their date to keep up appearances. Sonny and Carly will work to make people believe they've a real couple again thanks to public outings. That could help with Sonny's alibi, but there could be some snags if Carly can't stop flirting with Jack Brennan and Sonny can't keep his hands off Natalia. It looks like Natalia could face some warnings about falling for Sonny and the drama she'll get tangled up in, but the heart wants what it wants. As for Christina Corinthos Davis, she may make more mistakes as she deals with the cops. Christina is trying to help Alexis Davis while still covering up her own actions from the night John Jagger Cates was killed. Harrison Chase may dig into Christina's rideshare claim and prove it's not true. Christina's vehicle was still in the Metro Court parking garage, so that's important to keep in mind. The only other reasonable explanation is that Christina drove Alexis' car, which goes against Alexis' insistence that she was the only one who drove it that night. The more Chase looks into all this, the bigger the mess it's going to create for Alexis and Christina. Our predictions point to Chase's investigation leading to more trouble for all the Davis girls in the coming episodes. As the stress for her family rises, it could motivate Sam McCall to follow through on her plan to dive into the dangerous river for a gun search. Sam will want to prove the gun Alexis disposed of wasn't the murder weapon, but could she lose her life in the process? However, General Hospital spoilers reveal that Christina Corinthos Davis may not be as innocent as she thinks she is when it comes to John Jagger Cates' murder. After all, Christina got her hands on Sonny Corinthos' gun and went to the Quartermain estate with the intention of taking down John permanently. Although Christina thinks she backed out of killing Agent Cates, what if she actually went through with it? Christina's emotions were all over the place that night, so it's possible she just doesn't remember pulling the trigger on John. Of course, fans seemingly watched Sonny shoot John twice, but maybe that wasn't the reality of the situation. If GH writers wanted to offer a twist, they could make it so Christina imagined Sonny doing the deed as a way to cope with her fatal actions. In other words, viewers might have been witnessing Christina's warped perspective in that moment. Christina might have seen Sonny pump 2 bullets in Agent Cates, but what if she was actually the one who fired them? From there, Christina might have gone into a fugue state and blocked it all out. There may be some memories that resurface for Christina, but will they be real ones or potentially false ones of Sonny committing the crime? Regardless, Sonny might be protecting Christina more than he's protecting himself. If that's the case, it would undo Sonny's deadly move and allow Christina to enter a temporary insanity plea. There may come a point when Christina eventually realizes she's to blame after all. It could lead to Christina's dramatic confession and perhaps a stint in Ferncliff down the road. This storyline could use a curveball to shake things up, so maybe Sonny isn't John's killer after all. Do you think there might be a twist coming that'll point the finger at Christina and call into question what fans saw by the boathouse that night? General Hospital spoilers say Christina has some messy story developments ahead of her, so stick with us for predictions on any John shockers and updates on Christina's legal news. Moreover, upcoming episodes may have some viewers wondering what's wrong with Carly's eye on General Hospital. Well, portrayer Laura Wright took to social media to head things off at the pass and let fans know that they're not imagining things, but also that there's nothing serious to worry about. So the next couple days, you will see me doing my best to hide my eye, the actress explained on Twitter. I woke up with a broken blood vessel. It was crazy looking from the wrong angle. Just ask Charlie. Ha! Scene partner Charles Measure, Brennan, responded to her post to reassure his co-star it was all good. In all fairness, Laura's eye did look a little spooky, he admitted. But the scenes turned out great. You couldn't notice it, and she was as gorgeous and brilliant as ever. Many viewers might not even notice anything off, as some didn't notice when Adam Harrington, ex-John, had the same problem with a burst blood vessel back in June. Thankfully, the directors can use camera angles and blocking to try and avoid showing too much of the eye in question. A subconjunctival hemorrhage looks a lot worse than it actually is because it doesn't affect vision or cause any real pain or discomfort. And thankfully, while the conjunctiva can absorb the blood from the burst vessel very quickly, it does clear up in a couple of weeks. Plus, as these scenes were shot around a month ago, Wright's eye is all better now. My eye is 100% fine now, she reported on September 23, sharing the selfie you see above as proof. Thank you all for asking. And a big thank you to our directors who helped me look upstage as much as possible. However, back in July, General Hospital's Maurice Benard opened up about his recent mental health struggle, which kept him out for 2 weeks of taping all new episodes on the ABC soap opera in his signature role of Sonny Corinthos. In what was a dark time for Maurice, as he described, things took a nosedive after his son, Joshua, and wife, Paula, left for a trip to Europe. At the time of the taping of his special episode of State of Mind, where he just spoke to the cameras about what he had gone through, Benard revealed that if he had taken off another week of work from GH, he already been gone for 2, the show would probably have had to recast. At that time, Benard shared, "If I had to stay away another week, they would have to recast, and I'll tell you right now, if they had to recast, I'd have been in really bad shape." Now, on Tuesday, August 13th, Maurice took to his Instagram to clarify his statements, and that in no way did GA's executive producer, Frank Valentini, put any pressure on him to return or threaten him with a recast. Benard expressed, "I want to clarify something. During a rough period recently, I spoke about being recast, and I can't tell you how generous and great and amazing Frank Valentini was during that period. I guess it kind of seemed that some people thought that he was threatening me in some kind of way to recast if I didn't come back, and that wasn't the case at all. He was exact opposite. Frank is very, very generous when it comes to that, forever, since I've known him. So it all worked out." Accompanying the video post, Maurice wrote, "During one of my State of Minds, I mentioned that I could be temporarily recast if I didn't get back to work. And I totally understood Frank Valentini and General Hospital were nothing less than incredible. Frank spoke to my wife, Paula, every day and spoke to me nothing but generous. 2 weeks is a long time, and I was so ready to get back to work." Since GH usually tapes about 6 weeks ahead of air, coming up, viewers will see a Sunnyless soap opera for some episodes, before Benard came back, and as he details on State of Mind, taped 8 episodes in a week to catch back up. Benard, who suffers from bipolar disorder, shared that he leaned on many friends and family members during this harrowing time in his July video. The 3-time Daytime Emmy winner gave special thanks to Jonathan Jackson, Lucky, Vanessa Marcel, ex-Brenda, Shelley Curtis, ex-producer GH, wife, Paula, son, Joshua, and daughters, Cassidy and Kaylee, among others. So glad to know things all worked out, and Morris will be back in action sooner than later, and that there was no Sonny recast during his time away. Additionally, General Hospital spoilers indicate that Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight, has been gone from Port Charles for several months after ending his relationship with Lucy Coe. Martin left to visit his mother out of town, but he promised his sister Laura Collins that he would come back. And as of this week, he was summoned back to town by Sonny Corinthos, who hired Martin to represent Alexis Davis. Alexis has been charged with the murder of FBI agent John Cates. General Hospital spoilers: Martin Gray and Lucy Coe broke up. Since Martin has been gone for so long, it's safe to say that it may have taken him longer to get over Lucy than expected. Martin and Lucy were doing strong until she began spending too much time with her ex, Scott Baldwin. Right before he left, Martin discovered that Lucy and Scott had slept together. Lucy tried to stop Martin from leaving, but she just missed him at the airport. It's unclear how Martin feels about Lucy after so many months. Now that Martin is back, it's only a matter of time before he runs into Lucy. Their reunion will likely be tense and will be quite apparent to anyone who witnesses their interaction. Natalia Ramirez didn't arrive in Port Charles until after Martin left town, so she might want to know why Martin and Lucy seem so tense. Lucy likes to talk, so she certainly won't have a problem telling Natalia about her history with Martin. But she will likely also claim they are over for good. General Hospital spoilers: Natalia Ramirez will be drawn to Martin Gray. Natalia is very friendly with Sonny Corinthos, but romance doesn't appear to be in their future, at least not right now. So when she sees Martin, she could easily find herself drawn to the newcomer, especially if she thinks that Martin and Lucy are over for good. She might even ask the attorney out for drinks. But even if they are over, Lucy is likely to be furious if she sees Martin out with another woman, especially Natalia. Martin and Natalia may not form a love connection, but they certainly might begin a casual relationship. What do you think? Are Lucy and Martin over for good? Does Natalia stand a chance with Sonny down the road? Could Martin and Natalia hit it off and become more than friends? Anything can happen in Port Charles, so stay tuned to General Hospital, airing weekdays on ABC. And don't forget to check back right here regularly for all your General Hospital news, information, and spoilers. Moreover, General Hospital spoilers tease that Brooke Lynn Quartermaine and Harrison Chase have only been married a few months, but they are already discussing plans to have a baby sooner rather than later. Brooke Lynn had a small taste of being a mother a couple years ago when she and Maxie Jones made a deal that Brooke Lynn would pretend to be the mother of Maxie's baby so Maxie could protect the infant from her father, Peter August. Brooke Lynn is ready to be a mother for real, and Chase is completely on board. After all the tragedy their family has endured the last few months, a baby would go a long way to bringing some much-needed happiness. So don't be surprised if Brooke Lynn finds herself pregnant sooner rather than later, but she may not be the only one. There is another woman in Port Charles who has been longing for a baby for quite some time. Molly Lansing Davis and TJ Ashford decided a couple years ago that they were ready to become parents, but because Molly was diagnosed with endometriosis, she was told she likely wouldn't be able to carry a baby herself. But it looks like Molly and Dex Heller are bonding and may actually sleep together, which of course would blow up their current relationships. The situation would become even more complicated if Molly became pregnant from her tryst with another man. General Hospital spoilers: another baby switch in Port Charles. If both Brooke Lynn and Molly become pregnant at the same time, there is every possibility that a new baby swap will occur once the babies are born. If one of the infants dies tragically, someone might decide to take matters into their own hands and switch the babies. It's unknown at this point exactly how it would all play out, but it seems likely that a swap is in the offing if both women end up pregnant at the same time. Is it too soon for Chase and Brooklyn to have their first child? Are Molly and Dex going to hook up? Could both Molly and Brooklyn have their babies swapped? Anything can happen in Port Charles, so stay tuned to General Hospital, airing weekdays on ABC. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.